This is Josh Hart, 4 seconds out. Delighted to be joined by Matty Harris here at the Wasserman offices. Matty, good to see you. How is everything, first of all?
Pleasure. It's I'm all good, thank you. It's nice to do it in person. As I said, we've done a few over Zoom before.
Absolutely.
So it's nice to see you in the presence.
Nice to see you in the flesh as well. We'll get straight into things. Last time out, at the beginning of this month in Newcastle, a nice routine points win over Dan Garber. Dropped him twice on the way. What would you rate your performance out of 10 looking back on that?
I don't really know. It's just good to get the rounds in. As under some very strict instructions to get the rounds in. So that's what I did. I didn't really feel like I was out of first gear, which is nice considering I'd ran out of steam before throwing much less punches than that, and doing a lot less, and went through the rounds. I wasn't even breathing. I was fine. So. Yeah, I suppose it's good to be back under the lights. What would I rate it out of 10? I don't know. What would you rate it out of 10?
I'd give it a solid 8.
I'll take an 8.
I think it was a good performance.
I'll take
it was
an 8.
a very good performance.
All right. Sweet. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. All good. Obviously, you mentioned being told to get the rounds, and is there a part of you where it's a bit frustrating at times, and sometimes maybe you do want to push for the finish, but if you want to get those rounds and you kind of have to hold yourself back, does it kind of feel a bit like sparring?
A little bit, although I don't know, because I suppose so. Yeah, it did a little bit, but I'm under strict instructions. I'm not going to argue with it. It is what it is. He tells me what to do, and I'll go and do it. He says jump, I say how high. So it's I really just don't think too much about it, which is what. One of the benefits of having someone like him in my corner. I don't have to think too much about it. I just do what he says, I suppose.
When can we next see you back in the ring?
I think you should come out of this room here, walk across the hallway down there, and there is a man sat in the office around there called Callis Howland.
Yes.
And I think you should go and ask him that question.
I'll do that after
this. I have no idea. I think I'm out in August.
August, okay.
I think so. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say. Or September, maybe. I don't know. Hopefully, I'll be out soon.
What does the remainder of 2024 look like in your eyes? How many more times would you like to be out in the ring and active?
Ideally, I'd want to be out every month.
Of course.
But as I said, if we could make that, that'd be brilliant. But I don't know. Maybe depends on how many shows I've got. Depends on how many shows I put on. I might get out another 2 times, I suppose, which would be good. That's 4. Yeah, I did want to be out about 5-6 times a year, but it's one of them. It's one of them. Professional boxing, isn't it?
Obviously, looking around domestically, it's getting a bit interesting at times. I believe that the English title is still vacant. The British title is the British title vacant now with Adelaide going on to fight Hrgovic?
Yeah, the British title is vacant.
So they're both vacant titles. There's a lot of movement that's going to be going on. Where do you think you fit into this picture?
I don't know, just knocking people out. So I fit in. Don't know. We'll see what kind of direction they want to push me towards it. But I want them belts, man. So and I want to be moving on towards them as soon as possible. So yeah, we'll see what they can do for me. But again, next 12 months, I want to be fighting for that British title.
Is it that time now? You feel like you've done the apprenticeship stage of your career, and it is now time to really push on, start.
Yeah, well, you never stop learning, do you?
Exactly.
So I'll always be an apprentice, I suppose. But yeah, I'm with you. I think I'm approaching that point where. Yeah, I think I'm approaching that point where I should start stepping up. I think some of them, when you've got like more negative opponents, it's harder to fight and it's boring. Like.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I was talking to Tom Welland earlier. He was saying obviously he feels this fight's come at a perfect time. He's got his youth title fight, and he's saying because there's only so many of these learning fights that you can have until they kind of start to feel a bit boring. Yeah. Do you feel you're kind of getting to that stage maybe now where? One or 2 more, and then you are going to be a bit bored.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure how they're going to do it, but I think I'll have a couple of 8-rounders, and then jump into them 10s and 12s and see what's going on. There's who have we got? Who, as I say, the British scene at the minute is full of good talent. You know what I mean? And some good names. So I think with the naturally more aggressive opponents, I think that's where I'll have more fun.
Which ones, when you look around the division right now and look at those domestic names, who do you think is the most naturally aggressive fighter? So which one you'd have the most fun with?
Without a doubt, the most naturally aggressive, probably Johnny Fisher. Without a doubt. Like, in terms of who come forward, put the pressure on, throw punches, Johnny Fisher.
Would you not maybe... Dave Allen's now back in the mix as well, and obviously with Johnny, when he fought Dave, he tried to back.
But he's quite passive. Dave Allen, he's passively aggressive.
Yeah.
It's not the same. It's different, but as I said, I'd fancy that as well. Yeah, as I say, it's two different types of fighters there. Dave's quite cute defensively, whereas Johnny is just aggressive. Said Jamie's quite compact and slick, good fighter. Adelaide. Where else?
Solomon Dakers.
He put that again. That's not one that would ever happen. Like, my manager is his trainer, so
okay.
Yeah, that just never happened. I get on well with Sol. He's a good fighter. Who else is around at that kind of level? Fraser
Clark, yeah. He came back recently, well, not recently, back at the end of April with the stoppage over Tete.
Tete, yeah. He's about 150,000 years old. But no, he done a good win. He took Dylan White, 8 rounds? Fraser lined him out in a round. So it's a good win. I don't really know. Is there anyone else we've forgotten?
I don't think so, no. Obviously, Adelaide and TKV were set to rematch originally. That's what the board ordered, and that's not happened.
I don't blame Adelaide for moving up. Because I think Jamie would have beat him. And instead of losing to Jamie at British level, he'll leap up, fight Hrgovic, probably get knocked out, and then come back down and that Jamie fight will still be there. So for him, I guess it's just business, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't blame him for hopping up and fighting Hrgovic. I imagine he'll be getting paid well for it.
You'd like to think heading over to Saudi for it. You'd like to think there's a nice little paycheck waiting for him.
Yeah, well, it's a fight they're two big punches, aren't they? But Hrgovic has got a very underrated chin. He's got a very good chin, and he can crack as well. So yeah, I think Adelaide's going to get ironed out there, to be honest. But it's a good fight. As I said, I don't blame him for jumping up there. But around that domestic scene at the minute, yeah, I feel like I can fly in there and get some good wins, get some good knockouts.
Absolutely. Just looking at some of these other fights being spoken about in the heavyweight division. Dave Allen, we've just mentioned him in the same sentence as possibly facing Jamie TKV, but at the same time, and I think this just shows how unique of a character Dave Allen is, he's also being linked with fighting the likes of Deontay Wilder and Joseph Parker. How do you think a fight with Dave Allen and Joseph Parker would play out?
Joseph Parker's way too good for him. Like, there's levels, man. Do you know what I mean? It's boxing's all about hype, innit? But as I said, there's levels. He got a good win over Fisher, but a few fights ago, he got done by again. Like, Dave Allen he's quite a cute and slick fighter, but Joe Parker's just too sharp, punches too hard. I just don't think Dave Allen would get anywhere near him. I think Joe Parker will just light him up, to be honest. I don't even think it's... as I said, Dave Allen's he lost to Fraser. He's had quite a few losses.
He's lost
David Price,
Yoka.
Good names.
Yeah, Tony Yoka at the time.
Tony Yoka at the time, exactly. They're good. He's lost to some good names, but Joe Parker's a very good name. Like, he's one of the best in the world at the minute.
Yeah.
Dave Allen's he's just not at that level, is he? No. Albeit he's coming off a very good win. If he could get that fight and go and get paid for it, fair play. But I just wouldn't see that fight going well. But again, I think Jamie probably beats Dave Allen.
Really? Is that what you think?
Yeah, I think Jamie beats him. Jamie's very underrated as a fighter, man. People don't.
I think I remember you saying when I last spoke to you. I remember you saying that you thought
boxing, man, yeah.
I remember you saying you thought Jamie was going to beat Adelaide the first time,
and he was beating him. I suppose he was beating him till he wasn't, but he was beating him, and then he got caught with that was a dirty shot. Like, but it is a fight, so I don't really blame Adelaide. The refs had a bit of a mare there. From when he's touched him, Jamie would relax. Do you know what I mean? It's different when you hear a command to when it becomes physical, and when it becomes physical, then say you react differently. So Jamie would have reacted differently, and he'd have just relaxed, got clipped. But yeah, and I think if they fight again, Jamie wouldn't make that mistake, and he would beat Adelaide quite comfortably. No, as I said, I rate Jamie as a fighter, man. He's very underrated. He's hard to hit clean. Do you know what I mean? He's got good fundamentals, and he's good with his pressure. So yeah, I forgot what the question was. I was just waffling, mate.
Well, the next one I had, obviously, Wilder has also been linked with David. But Wilder returns on Friday night. Do you think it's more of a let's see how he looks in his comeback fight, and then we start trying to gauge what level he is at now?
Yeah, to be honest, I think if Dave was just walking down Wilder, because Wilder's quite erratic, so I think Dave would probably see what he was throwing and just stay tight. Do you know what I mean? Wilder was never that great of a boxer.
Not at all.
He knew he had a good right hand and he knew how to get it there. But again, he's not very crafty. Like, he was a very kind of one-trick pony. Do you know what I mean? But as I said, he had a good delivery mechanism for the missile, and it landed a lot of times, so it wiped a lot of people out. I think Dave would. To be honest, actually, now you think about it, I do think Dave would beat him. But there's nothing in it for Wilder, is there?
No.
So, yeah.
Anthony Joshua, 2-fight deal with Turki Alalshikh being negotiated, or probably done by now. What two names would you like to see in those 2 fights?
Everybody wants to see the Tyson fight, don't they? Who else did you want to see him in with? He's boxed pretty much everyone, isn't he? he's done very well. I'd like to see him. I know it's very controversial, but because everyone was like Parker and whatnot deserve a world title shot first. But I'd like to see him box for a world title again. Boxing's a business, and do you know what? If anyone deserves it, it's him. He's done so much for the sport. And so, but depends who's obviously got the belts. I'm thinking they get split up, and he could possibly box Parker or someone like that for a world title. If the belts got fragmented, I'd want to see that. And yeah, everyone wants to see that Tyson fight. So yeah, I think to be honest, he's one of them again. Just because of how hard he punches, and he's quite experienced, decent, very good boxer. You could put him in there with anyone and you watch it. You know what I mean? Like if you were to put him in with Caballero or someone like that, you'd watch it.
Yeah, of course.
If you were to put him in with Zhang, you'd watch it. If you were to put him in, I don't know, Rios, around that kind of level. If you were to put him in with Hergovich, you'd watch it. Joyce, you'd watch it. No, another Dylan White fight, you'd watch it. So yeah, obviously Tyson, and then wherever there's a fight for him to become a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world.
Absolutely. Just one more from me. Usyk Dubois 2, not long to go now. Who do you think comes out on top in the rematch?
Dubois, no, Usyk. I want Dubois to win. Again, better for British boxing, but I think Usyk beats him. I do. I just think Usyk is a bit. He's just different, man. Like his mentality is very different. It's good that Dubois is flying high at the minute and he's still quite confident, but yeah, I just see him being too much for him. Just see Usyk being too much for him. Sorry. Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, Matty, really appreciate your time. Good to speak to you, and we look forward to seeing you back in the ring, hopefully very soon.
Always a pleasure, mate. Always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.